Hi guys, so I'm here at Marshall BMW in Salisbury. As you can see, there's some beautiful cars behind me. I'm at a car event. Now I know that there is an anti-ulez expansion protest going on today over at London Bridge, and I wish them all the best. I am with you in spirit, but this is part of the British Motor Show pop-up events that they do around the world, and I will be at the British Motor Show, so make sure you get yourself down there. That's on 17th to the 20th of August this year, and there'll be lots of stuff to do, lots of cars to see, and I'll be there throughout that time. So that's why I'm here today, because I've got to do part of this activation. However, I wanted to bring you a quick ULEZ update. I wouldn't normally do this now, but I have to because there's been some breaking news that came out yesterday, and this is big news, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it is right now. Brown card guy. Right, so as some of you will know, a judicial review was brought against the ULEZ expansion, and that was brought by a coalition of councils. So you had the London boroughs of Bexley, Bromley, Hillingdon and Harrow, along with Surrey County Council. Now they had actually put forward 5 points of consideration to the judge in the judicial review. Out of the 5, only 2 were accepted. Now the 5 were, number 1, failure to comply with relevant statutory requirements. Number 2, unlawful failure to consider the expected compliance rates in Outer London. Number 3, the proposed scrappage scheme was not consulted upon. Number 4, failure to carry out any cost-benefit analysis. And number 5, inadequate consultation and or apparent predetermination arising from the conduct of the consultation. So these were the 5 points that they put to the judge. At the time, the judge only accepted 2 of them, so let me get this right. These were the 2 that they were granted on. The judicial review that is actually happening on the 4th of July is going to court. That's when the case actually goes to court. And the 2 things that the judge accepted was failure to comply with relevant statutory requirements, and number 2, whether the mayor properly considered the previous buffer zone approach as a material consideration in relation to the scrappage scheme. So again, relevant things that were things. Now, the thing about that is that a lot of people and have expressed concern to me and are still very concerned that there's only 2 out of the 5 points were accepted. And does this mean that it's going to be a difficult one for us to win in terms of, stopping the ULEZ expansion? Well, good news, because the news out now, the High Court has today, well that was actually yesterday, 26th of May, announced that it will allow further grounds for a challenge as part of the judicial review by the coalition of councils. So out of the 3 that were rejected previously, 2 more have now been added. And those 2 are unfair and unlawful consultation in relation to expected compliance rates in Outer London. And the other one is the scrappage scheme, irrationality due to uncertainty and inadequate consultation. So these have now been granted. And so basically what that means is that now, out of the 5 points that originally were submitted, the judge is going to be looking at 4 of them. This strengthens our case incredibly. Look at the cars there, look at the people, look at the amazing day we're having here as part of the car culture. How important is this, to car people like me and a lot of you out there as well? So, but this is good news, because this means this, and you see that shed over there, that's not a shed, that's a car. Sorry, I keep getting distracted. This is good news, because what this means is that it's giving a lot more, making a much stronger case for us about the ULEZ expansion. So I think all of a sudden, the chances of the judge throwing out the ULEZ expansion has gone up considerably. In fact, it's doubled, I would say, just by the fact that he's accepted these 2 extra conditions. How is this all going to pan out? I'm going to make a prediction here, because also I did just put out an update just a few days ago about the fact that the Express was reporting that Zaka Khogyani is not going to contest the next mayoral election. And I think that what is happening now, what is very clear, is that Labour are realizing just how unpopular the whole ULEZ expansion thing is, and what an impact that is going to have on their chances of winning the next mayoral election, especially when every other candidate is standing or that is proposing to stand against Zaka Khogyani is saying that the first thing they're going to do is to stop the ULEZ expansion or roll it back. So I think what's happening now is that they're probably saying to Zaka Khogyani that you need to step down from contesting the next mayoral election, and we're going to put a hold on the ULEZ expansion, because it will save face, because if the judge throws it out, that'll be the end of it, for at least for a good while. But if they push it, if they pull it down, if they go, okay, no, we're going to delay it, then it leaves them a chance to bring it back later on. So if they're trying to win the next election. And don't don't be in any doubt that if there's a Labour mayor again in London, then at some point they're going to try and extend the ULEZ again. That's going to happen. But what they might be doing right now is thinking, oh, okay, this is a very unpopular issue. Let's try and kill it for now, and then we'll bring it back in a few years. I mean, Keir Starmer, Labour leader, has already said that they're going to introduce this around the country. So I think what's going to happen is that this is how it's going to pan out. Either the judge is going to basically rule for us, or it's looking very likely they don't want that, so they may just ask the whole thing to be delayed. They'll come up with a good reason or a good excuse for that, and Sadiq Khan to step down for the next mayoral election in the hopes that they can put another Labour candidate forward that will win the London mayoral election. I don't think they will, because I think that if the public are smart, if we're all smart, we need to realise that they want to bring ULEZ in. If not today, if not this year, if not next year, they will bring it in through the whole of London. So I think that's something to keep in mind. But overall, this is great news. This is fantastic. And fingers crossed, July the 4th in court, it's going to be a good day for all of us who are against the ULEZ expansion and all of my fellow campaigners and protesters down at London Bridge today. Good luck to all you guys. Take care. Brown card guy. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please hit the like button and share this video as well if you can. And while you're at it, check out these guys who also sponsor my content. I am deeply grateful to them because it helps me to buy new equipment, put fuel in the cars, and yes, buy a cup of coffee. You can do the same. Just go here or right here on YouTube. Just hit these three little dots down here and click on thanks. Make sure you're signed in first. My content is free, but this is how you can help me keep it that way. I may even send you a gift. Oh, by the way, watch this next.